Hello to whoever came across with this recording, so to say, and tere kõikidele siis, kes mind Instagramis tunnevad. So I'm gonna continue speaking in English, otherwise quite some people might not understand that beautiful, weird, yet deep language of Estonian. I'm kind of nervous. I haven't really done it before. So it's the very first time I'm really coming out, so to say, from the closet and doing something like this. I'm posting a video of talking about my experience, but somehow I felt like this is something that needs to come out and that I need to reach more people. And I think that video could be one of them. I'm still figuring it out, how I feel about it all. So, and why am I doing this now? So, let's start with this. Maybe some of you who see this might not know who I am. So, my name is May, or Maibrit, or Amrit Deva, and I teach Kundalini yoga, I teach Vinyasa yoga, I do healing sessions of Reiki, access bars, and I have so many other things that I feel like I came here to do on this planet, in this life. I do write, I love to write, and I have had some blog posts up on my website, but I'm planning to definitely continue posting what I write about, and I have started even writing what hopefully is a book about my life and my experiences in this life, because I feel like I have experienced a lot of things that brought me to, so to say, spiritual awakening, or really realizing who I am, who is this I that I, before even started this conversation with you all. And I feel like all these experiences that I wish to share definitely help many of you, because these days so much is happening in the world. We don't really often understand why am I feeling these feelings and so many feelings, and why am I feeling like everything is falling apart, or my life is a mess, or I don't understand why I'm doing my everyday things, or things at the all of the sudden don't make any sense, yet they make perfect sense for the big picture, or for our higher self. Because we have actually chosen this life and all these experiences we are going through, we have chosen it already before. Because we are a consciousness, that's what I believe, and whoever resonates with it, that's great. And if you don't, that's also great. Maybe you can still get something from this knowledge, or whatever is coming through me now. And so, yes, we have this physical body, we are a consciousness, and or a soul who chooses a body, who chooses a life with all its lessons. And so we are actually always guided, and we always have everything actually is a blessing. But sometimes when we are in the middle of a situation or an experience, especially when it seems to be a negative one for the mind, we think that life is so harsh on us, or we don't really understand why we have to go through these things. Yet everything is perfectly aligned for again our consciousness, because we chose to be here to grow and to actually share with others, because we are all here together walking this journey on this path of existence. So if it already seems a bit too much for you, then I hope you at least get something or some kind of understanding, because your higher self anyway understands that information that I'm sharing, but the mind is the one that keeps us really resistant, and the mind doesn't understand because that doesn't belong to the rational or let's say third dimensional knowledge, but our inner true self knows it. So anyhow, so all the experiences are actually very beautiful teachings, and we need to grow. Our soul wants to grow, and we are here to help each other. That's what I believe. And that's what I strongly have I feel it, and I have experienced so many things that make me feel that this is the right thing in this life. So that's why I also thought that, okay, I really need to get out of my cage. I have been there for quite some time, but I feel like it has been necessary for me to get some realizations about myself and shed some layers of limiting beliefs and fears, and heal my being, and really get stronger and more confident, and deal with the fear of judgment and fear of what if, and what if they don't like it, or they don't like me, they don't resonate. But there is always at least one who resonates with all of the knowledge that I'm about to share. And I actually want to share more and more and more and more. I have so much in me, and that's coming through me from my higher self and from all of the energies that we might not see, or we definitely cannot see. And so I also decided to finally start opening up to the world, because I recently also went through a really intense situation where almost everything material that I had got taken from me. So that made me realize that letting go is one of the most beautiful things we can do to really create what we want. And sometimes when we are asking for something, then we are taken the things that we don't need to bring, so that they are going to be replaced with something that we do need, something much, much better. And so I really had hard time accepting that in the beginning. And it happened here in Austria. So I was actually, let's go back a little bit. I was in south of Germany going for a yoga event for Kundalini yoga, and then I traveled to Austria to visit my friend. And then, but she lives in another town, so I went off in a different town. So I left my suitcase where I had everything, and all of a sudden, it's a bit longer story, but it just was taken with, I thought that this is how I am going to start my new chapter. And so when I was in Estonia, I took basically the things that I had, traveled to Germany, traveled to Austria, and then everything was gone. But I had my passport with me in my sports bag and a few more things. But then I was like just standing there shocked. But now I'm here. I'm at my friend's place. I have today, this moment, I have everything. I really I can't believe how beautifully actually this life works for us. It always works for us. That moment I had nothing, yet I have everything now, what I need for today. So it's really important also when things like this happen and we are taken away the things that we thought that really are dear to us. That makes us realize that maybe they were not that necessary because they are not here. And universe or God or source knows exactly how to bring us forth all the manifestations in its own ways. And we just really need to trust and surrender to the journey of life, journey of every day, journey of every breath, every moment, just day by day. And that experience even more taught me to take every day that it is today. It is just this day. And if I have everything now, there's nothing to worry about. Because the mind creates the worry. The mind is a separate entity in us, creating worry and hassle and non-stop chatter, judgments, everything to make us feel low. So if we really would observe and step back and observe, who is that one talking in me? Who is that one creating these stories and fears and the future that always seems dark and lives from the past or on the past? If we really start to observe and we realize it's not who we really are, it's just a chatter, it's just a separate energy, and we can never shut it up. We just have to observe it as an awareness, and that is really something beautiful that brings so much peace in our lives. And I am really brought here today to really learn how to just be okay and accept where I am and what I have and what I don't have, what I want and I still don't have, and I accept it and I accept myself. So important. That's also one of the very big life lessons I have had, to accept who I am, to accept the body that I chose, to accept the person that I chose to be in this life, and to accept that when I don't do what I wanted to do, it's okay, or when I don't do nothing, it's okay. Because I have asked universe for this, to learn to just be still and do nothing, and yet do everything, and just be okay. And universe really beautifully teaching me, and so I am here learning all these things and being a human also. I could even make a much longer video, but let's see where it takes us. So actually, why I started to also make the video is that I also want to share about when I oftentimes decide to do certain things, I feel like there is somebody else who needs that kind of support or information. So I thought that I am going to share those kind of things that I go through, and I'm not sure if that made a lot of sense or not. But yeah, and also I feel like this is really some kind of a new beginning in my life, because all of the things that I lost, there is this space of new creation. And I feel like this new creation also comes with some kind of a fast for me, or detox. And already for 1 year I've been doing detoxing in every 3 months or so. And it's either with choosing, let's say, green juices. I started with green juices, and then I did some other green liquid and a little food detox, and then I did water fast. Then I did just juicing, any kinds of juices, but then it was a summertime, and it was mostly, I drank a lot of red fruit juices. And now again I feel like, because I don't have also any other chance, I don't have yet at the moment juicery or juice machine. So I'm doing just water fast, and I'm not so sure for how long it's gonna be. Initially, of course, I wanted to do it for a week. And then my mind was like, I don't know if you can handle that. And then I kind of cut it for 5 days. And then I was thinking of 3 days. So let us see, because also I feel like I have tried so hard in my life, all kinds of things, and I have worked like my ass off in the spiritual sense, that I have worked so hard to reach that level of truth in me that's anyway existent. Done all that work to realize I don't need to do actually anything to reach that space, and I've always sought for truth. I've been seeking for freedom and all of the aspects that are within me. So I also now, I'm in that place in my life where I feel like I don't need to try that hard anymore, and I don't need to push so hard, even though it might seem to people around me that I'm still like pushing myself hard. But also my higher self gives me a lot of signals, and or higher self can also be like God or universe or light or angels or whoever you wish to call them. So I have been receiving messages that it's also okay when I don't do that much. Sometimes I need to even not do, to realize that this is even more beautiful and even more forward motion for me. Because oftentimes when, at least for me, it's like that, when I try so hard and I work so hard, I put that what I want too far away from me, and I try to be too perfect. But now I realize that actually I need to allow the things to happen in my life, and I need to allow myself to be shown these teachings and these lessons, and observe what my mind creates, what my true inner self creates, how I am, being guided. And I always, not always, but lately I allow myself and I allow life to carry me to where I need to be, because that is exactly where I need to be, and that's for you as well. Always where you are is perfect. Otherwise, you would not be there. So now I'm here, and this is the first day that I've been here for a few days now, and this is the first day that I have been on water. And it's actually, I think it's so far the easiest out of all the, I think, 5 detoxes that I've done so far. Also, what's very supportive is nature here. There is so much amazing nature. The mountains. I'm living right beside the mountain and the river, where water comes from the Alps. So I am so grateful, and that took me this kind of adventure to get here. But I also decide to believe that there is an easier way to get to these amazing places. It's just that I needed to learn these lessons beforehand. And so about the detox or the water fast, it has been really an interesting day because I kind of feel way more relaxed and chilled, and I just want to be in a cocoon. And I don't even feel the need for food that much, because I think in my life I've been pretty good with restricting, or let's say kind of controlling myself not to eat. That's another story that as well I might share with you some other time, because I've been talking for quite some time now. So I will definitely give you more more information about it, but just briefly saying that I feel like really these detoxes or fasting helps me to perceive or observe myself and my suppressed emotions. That at least was the case before, that I could really observe suppressed emotions and everything that I would use food for, that I was really, food for was love for me, and comfort and security and all of these things. So when I removed food and I just was drinking liquids, then I realized so many things about what food actually is and what I took it as. And I got so much in contact with my body and body's needs, not what the mind wanted and what the emotional needs, because we are oftentimes eating our emotions, if not most of the time. And I realized that my body started giving me signals also, okay, I'm full, okay, and I started really wanting nourishing. I mean, all my life I've been eating quite well and healthily, but then I completely shifted to another level of energy where I wanted different food of different, higher energy. Yet today I'm in this position where I know that I can also change the energy of the food. So even if I eat foods that may be of lower energy, or usually I don't attract these kind of foods, but like foods that I thought that would do harm for me, I now know that I can change the energy, and when they are made with love energy, that doesn't even matter what's in the food, because the love is the highest energy there is, the highest frequency, energy frequency. And so it's so interesting and cool to see how I can eat foods that I thought would be poisonous or toxic or bad or so unhealthy, and yet they do good to me, because I create that, I eat it with love, and I send like this love energy, and I intuitively pick foods that are already with this higher energy. And also go to eat places where the food is prepared with higher energy and with love. I sense that, and I get drawn to these places. So the most important is really to get in touch with the body, with our inner self, and observe the mind. Every time the mind starts its chatter, it's like an inner roommate, like this one really beautiful book says, which I'm now reading. That's actually my friend Clara's book. And she said, please do read this. Untethered Soul. The Untethered Soul. I really recommend that book, so you will really see what's happening inside of you and who is the one inside of you creating all the problems. So yes, anyway, so also water fast. I feel like sometimes my body wants that time of deep rest from everything, also from food. And I reach a really different level of consciousness. And I can see my body from a different perspective. But I have to be careful not to push too hard. And not to the goal is not to lose weight or whatever, the goal is more energy cleanse and also a restart. I feel like it's a restart. But the mind sometimes goes back to the old stories of, oh, you need to lose weight or you want to get that fat from that place off or whatever. Even though with all these detoxes, I have already lost a lot of weight. And that weight has been emotional, definitely. Because I at least ate my emotions and I suppressed a lot of stuff that I actually was dealing with. A lot of traumas and blockages and beliefs from the past that I was dealing with. And or that I had to deal with the detoxes. And now I know that I don't need to really lose any weight or any, there might be some slight emotions still coming up, but for me it's just about really resting, rejuvenating, restarting, resetting, and observing if there is still something that comes up. Because food for me is not anymore that big of a deal. And I feel like I don't need that much food anymore. But sometimes I can eat a lot and it still goes through because I have done the work, and so can you do it. So let's see how the next days go and for how long I do it. But really, I hope, for sure it didn't cover everything, but if you have any questions so far or any advice or any feedback or anything you would love to hear more, because I could talk for a long time. Please do let me know. You can send me a direct message or however it works on Instagram. I haven't really done anything like this, so like I said before. So we stay in touch. I will post something probably tomorrow or the day after, some more insights about fasting or about spiritual awakening or about why I'm here or why you are here. And so I really feel that when I share my life experiences, that really something that can also shift collectively the perspective on why we are here and what is our potential, why we came here, and how to live really with peace. And we actually don't need to do much. We really don't need to do much. That's what I realized through doing so much. So this is a really beautiful paradox of living on this earth. Anyhow, this is exciting. I wish you a great evening or morning or anything. And see you soon. That was fun. I like it. Bye bye for now and Sat Nam. Namaste.